Let me see what's going on with the peoples. Oh, back on. Something happened. But yeah, so we're gonna see what's going on with the people. So welcome back to the channel. I had a long, interesting day today, but we back and so it is what it is. I want to see who's out. I'm gonna jump on live and give me some love and shout outs. Had a long day today. I'm about to go and I'll make a couple errands in like 40 minutes. So I said, let me burn some time real fast and reach out to the people on YouTube. We got one person that's on. What's going on? Where you viewing from? Let me know. Holla. Where you viewing from? Hope you can say something. A lot of people jump on, don't say anything. I like to know where people is viewing from. Shouts out to you, by the way. What city you from? Let me know. Nothing? All right. Let's see who else gonna jump on. We got people watching that want to identify themselves. I think this probably one of my fans. One of my fans. But yeah, so let's see who jumps on. Let's see who jumps on. Feeling good today. Another good day down. Almost go out and run a couple errands to get back to the house and relax. We're still going. But what's up? Somebody on here, you might as well go ahead and talk to me while you're on live. Where you calling in from? I mean, where you viewing from? Let me know. Holla. Talk to me. Everybody says nothing? All right. Thank you for the like. Appreciate you. Thumbs up. But yeah, so California has been up and down with the humidity, guys. People been experiencing some interesting prints. I know. I had a lot of people reach out and ask me about the whites fading out and they run the prints a couple feet and prints come back. I say, yes, what you got to do. It separates between the lines. So you have to take the ink, but the cartridge, you know, lines still gonna have something inside there. It's not gonna be agitated. So once you agitate those cartridges, you run it through. You got to take all that ink out and run it out. But I wasn't having that issue. What I was explaining to somebody because I do a lot of printing, so we don't really have a lot of issues with the white separation because within the next day I'm printing again, and then next day after I'm printing, I never had like a 2 day span or a 3 day span. Like some people take vacations or they print, let's say 2 or 3 days out of the week because they work, and then the other 2 days and they don't do nothing, and then they agitate, and they start having issues. Excuse me. That right there is like if you're not going to print, just go ahead and just agitate the inks, do a power clean, shut it off, and don't print. Next day you don't print, go ahead and do the same process. Agitate the inks, do a power clean, shut it off. And then when you start to print, that day comes up, somebody say, hey, I need 15 or 20 transfers, and you go ahead, start doing your maintenance, agitate the inks, and do your normal power cleans, nozzle check, and then you print, you ain't gonna have no problems because what you did was you was prepping the printer every day. So that's what you was doing when you was doing your agitation of the inks and doing your power cleaning. So just keep that in mind for people that's not printing a lot, because you're gonna want to figure out one day when the heads is not working right, or you say, hey, the whites was last a couple of days ago, it was perfectly fine. Now today, the whites, they're not even coming out. It's only coming out a couple of drops, a little drippets. And I did so many cleanings, I don't know what to do now. So you don't want to be in that position because it's costly when it gets these print heads. When it comes to the print heads, it can be real costly, guys. I have people saying, hey, the printer's not even worth that much. I paid this much for the printer, and the print head cost $1,500 to $1,700. I paid way less than that. I'm not going to buy that, and I won't either, because we got to understand that the value of these printers that we print with, the 7890, 7900s, they all depreciate like a car. The value goes down, but the demand goes up in the market. So, and that saturates the business as well. And then you look at it and say, hey, you stuck in the printer with a printer in your garage is not properly working. What are you gonna do with it? You're gonna fix it. You're gonna give it to somebody else for a cheaper price than what you paid for it. And so it's just the way of life with the DTF. So I tell individuals, research the printer that you're trying to purchase. Make sure you see more than one video and understand that this printer is sought after. That's what everybody's using. It's a lot of reviews. Don't go for anything that don't have that many reviews, or don't go for that type of printer where when you research it, it's hard to find. There's some printers like that, and I want to name a printer, but I don't want to, get myself in trouble because certain printers are not good for DTF. And if you're trying to get into it, just like in the beginning stages, the learning curve era, you start off with the desktop printers. You get any type of printer don't have ink circulation, or you get into a printer that's where you don't really know too much about it. Didn't know that you're supposed to clean it every night that you use it. I mean, after you finish using it, then that right there becomes an issue down the line. And that's another guy that's out here that's selling these bulk ink systems, the SISS system that goes attached to your desktop printer, just for it can stir to agitate the whites, give you way more ink consumption so you can use more longer. That's pretty good at the same time. But when you get into production, you're gonna blow that print head out. Or if you want to start to like sell transfers for other companies or other like small little businesses in your area, you're gonna need a bigger printer because if it prints nice, the demand, you're gonna need to start trying to meet the demand of the people's. If you can't meet that, then you have to start upgrading to another printer, or they're gonna go to somebody else, or so forth, whatever. But just be mindful of, if you do get yourself a printer, make sure it's a 24-inch printer, and make sure that it's one that is usable. P6000, it's a good printer. If you don't have the right motherboard or main board, they call it, it's gonna give you a headache. 7,000, 8,000, 9,000, all those printers. 7,900, I recommend. 7890, I recommend. 9890, I recommend. Those are the printers that I will actually print with. So I wouldn't go outside of that because it's like going down a rabbit hole sometimes. And don't try to focus on using cheap products, because these cheap products, some people say, hey, I'd rather go with them because I get way more liters for a cheaper price. It's a reason why some of these inks cost the price they cost. So just keep that in mind too. And transfer film as well. You want to get you some good, either double layer, double coated, single coated, whatever type of printer you're using. You want to make sure you get some good quality transfer film, because a lot of that film creates friction and it lifts up on you and you get print head slap, and you're going to have a lot of ruined prints, or nozzles on your print head is going to be completely destroyed to where you can't get no good quality prints, no more white, no more color, whatever you want. So be careful what type of film you use, because you can get print head slap from just the friction of the film. So humidity, friction, all this stuff comes in one big old clustered, one big old gumbo pot when you're mixing it up, when you're dealing with DTF. So for the people that's watching this right now, appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. But if I have any questions before I get off, I'm gonna go ahead and answer. And I seen a couple people was chiming in. What's this right here? B Dog, good looking out. Really appreciate that. Jackson, thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you guys for watching. But yeah, I just wanted to just jump online and just explain a little bit to you about the DTF. That's why, if I would have known what I knew getting into it, I'd have been like, man, I'm about to outsource, find somebody that's already getting nice quality transfers, and I'm gonna go outsource, get this printer, fix it, work on it, and when I get it right, then I can start doing DTF and start doing it myself. But until then, I'm gonna find me a nice company that's out there, that's affordable, and have them make all my transfers for me until I get my printer right. What you don't want to do is get caught up in the job to where you can't produce it because you're stuck. The printer is out and you need to have the prints done by tomorrow, and the customer has a deadline themselves. That's what you don't want to do. I done been there before. So they say if you have one printer, In the print world, you need 2. They say if you have 2 printers, then you need 3. And this is in the print world. They say you have 1, you need 2, you need 2, you need 3, and so forth. But that's what I would do. But anyways, I'm about to cut this video short. About to get up out of here, get into traffic. But thank you guys for watching. Everybody that's been watching, go look at the other videos we have. It's a lot of videos. And thank you guys. I appreciate it, and I'm out.